So since we're talking about teachers, I'd like to flip the script and take the part as the teacher. So before our event or class begins, please silence your cell phones, but keep them out. You may want to take pictures throughout the evening. Also, we love to celebrate, so applause is totally expected and appropriate. And now will you please welcome two passionate educators in their own right, our MCs of the evening, Dr. Paula Stanton and Dr. Peter Carpenter. Thank you.
Isn't Leah awesome? Can we give her another round of applause? She is terrific. How are you?
I'm feeling pretty good tonight, and Peter is giving us Bond, James Bond. Except it's Carpenter, Peter Carpenter.
I don't know about that. Now you make me blush. Like, I don't know how to recover from that, Paula. You look really beautiful, too. So, if you get a second after the ceremony tonight, you gotta check out her shoes. But don't come very close, because if she makes one false move, you might get stuck. So they are fabulous, just like you. So, but in all seriousness, we are so glad that you're here this evening. Thank you for taking time out of your life and out of your world and out of your family to join us for this celebration of excellence in education. Educators are the modern day superhero. And when we think about all that educators do, it really is amazing how much they touch so many lives. I think we all got into this profession for a variety of reasons. I know I wanted to be an educator since the time that I was this tall, a kindergartner. How about you?
Same. I wanted to be one, but then I took the circle route, but I'm glad I made it here.
Good, me too.
Well, tonight, we are technically celebrating the 29th annual Harford County Public Schools Teacher of the Year celebration. Except this year, we really wanted to spread the love.
Did you see the new logo? And it's up on the screen there, the heart with the heart.
I heart the new logo.
I heart the new logo too. It's all about the educator love this evening, isn't it?
Indeed it is. In the past, we've had a variety of people honored as the HCPS Teacher of the Year. But starting this year, we wanted to expand the process. This year, we not only have a top 5, we also have a top 54, where each school was asked to nominate a Teacher of the Year contender. We will be honoring those top 54 candidates tonight, one from every school.
That is truly amazing. And in keeping with some new traditions, we decided to let the 54 elect whether or not they wanted to move forward to compete for the coveted top 5 Teacher of the Year nominees. And from our 54, 33 decided to throw their hats in the ring to be considered for the Harford County Public Schools Teacher of the Year.
And then after a rigorous, and we do mean rigorous, vetting process of those who elected to go forward, 5 have emerged as our top 5 Teachers of the Year this year. And I know from my own experience, they must be excited, nervous, and really, really overwhelmed at this point.
I know I feel that way myself for each of you. Our top 5, just so you're aware, are right here in front of us in the first 5 rows all the way on the right. Can we give them a round of applause, please? I know each year I always sit on the edge of my seat thinking, who's it gonna be, who's it gonna be? And then I have a guess, and then I'm always wrong. And so I always kind of sit there and go, what's the secret sauce? What's the magic formula? Well, in just a few short minutes, we will find out. But this is a celebration of excellence in education. And think about it for your own life, just for a moment. All of us in this room, in some way, shape, or form, have been touched by a teacher somewhere in your own life. It might have been a parent, a family member, teacher. Just get a picture of them in your mind. And get a picture of what they were wearing, how they acted with you. And just for a moment, think about why you're thankful for them. In the coaching world, we try to send loving kindnesses to people who we love. And it's a simple mental thank you that you might offer to them for their investment, for their time, or for taking a moment to take care of you. So in this moment, we just want you to, in your own mind, send a mental loving kindness to that person. Tons of research confirms that the notion that gratitude is the ultimate practice in whole being wellness. Practices such as waking up in the morning and noting 3 things for what you're grateful for can set the mood and the tone for the course of your day. Stopping in the midst of a stressful day to ponder the good refocuses our lens and helps us recommit to reasons why we do what we do. I gotta be honest with you, I think I did that 3 times today. Even ending the day by writing down 3 things that happened that were positive can positively impact your sleep, your mood, and your interpersonal relationships in your life. Gratitude has been noted to have an immense butterfly effect. When we practice it, it directly impacts and changes the course of another's day with whom we interact, which then impacts others, and on and on and on. In essence, the heartbeat of teaching and the why behind so many of our teachers is to make a positive impact. And that impact impacts others, which impacts others, which impacts others. Tonight is designed to hit the pause button on our lives, to intentionally and publicly practice those gratitude moments. And for those who are in and those who have held the good, important role of an educator, that's who we're putting into the spotlight this evening. In thinking about celebrating educators, it occurred to us that many of us wouldn't be here where we are without an educator from our own lives who has gone before us, who invested in us, and that investment lives on through us. And because we were invested in, we return the favor by investing in others. So tonight we decided to honor 3 retired educators who were educational rock stars and still hold the title of excellent educators. I know these 3 personally, and I know that the impact they have had on me personally as a leader. And so tonight we're going to be joined by the Harford County Retired Educators Association to name 3 former educators into the Harford County Public Schools Educator Hall of Fame. And so at this time, I'd like to invite Peg Goodson to come up, please, because she is going to be presenting some certificates. And so when I call your name, I'm going to ask you to come forward to join us on the stage. And after sharing a little bit about you, we will present you with a certificate and provide you with a few moments to speak. First, we will begin with Mrs. Linda Chamberlain. Can we give Linda a round of applause? Linda Chamberlain grew up in Fallston, Maryland, and is a proud graduate of Harford County Public Schools, having attended Youth Benefit Elementary, Bel Air Middle, and Bel Air High Schools. Fellow Bobcat here. In 1970, Mrs. Chamberlain graduated from Beaver College, now Acadia University, in Glendale, Pennsylvania, with a Bachelor of Arts in English. She received her master's degree in education from Goucher College in 1972, and she went on to earn her 30 credits beyond her master's for a certificate in administration from Loyola University. She also graduated from the Harford Leadership Academy, and through the National Association of Elementary School Principals, she earned certification to mentor new administrators. And I can say from experience, she encouraged me to do the same, that butterfly effect in effect. Linda began her career as a 4th grade teacher in February 1972, and she taught at Homestead Wakefield Elementary School. She taught there for 13 years before being appointed assistant principal at Bakerfield Elementary in 1985, where she was his teaching assistant principal and taught a 4th grade class in the afternoon. And anyone who knows the blueprint that's out there now is saying we're going to be going back to that. Everything former is new again, right? You and I have talked about that many times. In 1987, Linda was appointed to a full-time assistant principal at Youth Benefit Elementary School in the primary building. And in 1990, she was named the principal of Forest Hill Elementary and served in that position until 1995, where she was asked to plan and open a brand new school, Forest Lakes Elementary School. Go Lions. Mrs. Chamberlain was the principal there until 2009, when she was promoted to executive director of elementary schools. Linda worked on many curriculum development committees. She taught summer schools. She was co-director for a summer program for gifted and talented students. And during her career, she was very involved in the Harford County Administrators Association, serving as secretary and president. In the Maryland Association of Elementary School Principals, she served as the newsletter editor, secretary, president, and Maryland representative to the National Association of Elementary School Principals. She was honored to be elected to the board of directors of NAESP and represented administrators from Maryland, Virginia, Ohio, and the District of Columbia, advocating for elementary educators and principals with congressional leaders. In 2012, sadly, to my dismay, Mrs. Chamberlain retired after 40 years of service to Harford County Public Schools, and Linda now serves as the president of the Harford County Retired School Personnel Association. Woo, what a career. Can we please give a round of applause to Linda Chamberlain?
Well, after all of that, I don't think there's much more to say, but I do want to thank everyone, and I'm deeply touched and honored and grateful for this certificate and being also inducted into the Hall of Fame. Many people before me in the Hall of Fame, some were my teachers, some were my children's teachers, some are people that have become very good friends, and lifelong friendships have been developed as I worked in the school system. Little did I know when I was enrolled in Youth Benefit Elementary, which was at that time one building with one hall who had 6 classrooms, and that I would eventually spend 40 years in Harford County Public Schools. But I've always been very proud to represent Harford County Public Schools in with the state meetings and with international and national meetings, because it has a great reputation for excellence. And it was my privilege, really, to get to participate in that for 40 years. I loved being a teacher. And people said, well, why did you leave teaching? Because I thought maybe I could make a difference for a larger number of children. So if anybody knows me, they know I like quotes, and I just have one I'd like to mention tonight. It's from Roland Barthes, who is a Harvard educator and also an author. And he said that schools are 4 walls that surround the future. I think that says everything. And every day in every teacher's classroom, it's a hard job, and nothing's been harder than the last couple of years. However, in those 4 walls of that classroom, teachers touch the future. I'm grateful, I'm honored, thank you.
Ceremony. Like, who doesn't love that? I mean, I'm up here tapping away. All right, our next honoree is Mrs. Belinda Cole. Belinda was born in southern Indiana, and she moved to Bel Air in 1958. Her father was transferred from Jefferson Proving Ground to Aberdeen, where she was to begin 4th grade. She went to Bel Air Elementary, Wakefield Elementary, and is the new Bel Air Junior High, and graduated as well from Bel Air High School. Go Bobcats. Can you tell that I graduated from Bel Air High School too? Yeah. Mrs. Cole attended University of Florida, Harvard Community College, Loyola, and Towson State University. She received her bachelor's in early childhood education in 1975 and her master's in instructional technology in 1980, and her 30 hours beyond as a certification as an administrator in 1985. Mrs. Cole's paternal grandfather was a teacher and a principal for a 1-room school in Indiana, and her maternal grandmother taught elementary school in a small county school in Indiana. However, it was Mary Berry, the librarian of Hickory Elementary School, who was the most influential force that moved her towards teaching. Librarians are superstars that way. Mrs. Cole was Mrs. Berry's summer secretary in 1965 and her library technician in the early 70s while attending Towson State University part-time and raising a family. Mrs. Berry convinced her that education was a natural fit for Mrs. Cole because she was a natural with children and she could pursue a degree in education and not physical therapy like she originally had planned. Belinda began her career at Churchville Elementary School in 1975, teaching first grade. When the school lost enrollment, she was transferred to Highland Elementary, and when that was closed, she went on to the new North Harford Elementary. You're a pretty resilient career, right? Right? Obtaining her master's degree gave her the opportunity to become the media specialist at Halls Crossroads Elementary in 1985. She then went to Magnolia Elementary as the part-time assistant principal and reading teacher. And in 1989, she was assigned as principal at Darlington Elementary. And in 1991, she moved to Bel Air Elementary, and in 2000, you were asked to open the new Forest Hill Elementary School, that new school smell, right? And it was from there that she retired in 2010. During her career, Ms. Cole presented on behalf of Research for Better Schools program, was president of the Harford County Reading Council, and served as an evaluator for the Maryland Assessment Center for Administrators. She was a member of various system-wide committees, sat on executive boards of Maryland Association of Elementary School Principals and Harford County Elementary School Principals Association, and now, currently in retirement, serves as the vice president of the Harford County Retired School Personnel Association. Can we please give a very round of applause to Ms. Belinda Cole?
Wow, it sounds like I couldn't keep a job, huh? As many times as I moved around. That was one of the joys, though, because Harford County, even though it's a small county, every facet of it is so much different than the other. When you're on the Route 40 corridor, when you're in Darlington, when you're in Bel Air, when you're in Forest Hill, we're a very vast county. I'd like to thank Harford County Public Schools and the Harford County Retired School Association, as well as all of you who helped to put this celebration together. It is indeed an honor to be among those people that, as Linda said, we've grown up with and taught us and taught our children in this wonderful county in which we live. I'd like to share with you a quick poem that, as a 7th grader in the new Bel Air Junior High School, our language arts teacher made us memorize a poem every month. And this poem is called The Coin, from Sarah Teasdale. Into my heart's treasury I slipped a coin that time cannot take, nor a thief purloin. Oh, better than the minting of a gold-crowned king is the safe-kept memory of a lovely thing. Little did I know that that poem would be my story of my journey through Harford County Public Schools in the 6.5 decades that I have been involved. As a parent, as a student, as an employee, as a teacher, as an administrator, and now as a retiree, I've had the pleasure of being involved in this great learning community. And all of you who are out there now working so hard and caring for our children, I hope that you use this occasion to slip that coin into your treasure, to know that you make a difference every day, and that caring certainly leads to excellence, which is why you are all here. I wish you the very best. I hope you remain healthy and safe. God bless.
can you not tap your toes or like just do a little jig or dance? And our last retiree is Mrs. Joy Richardson, who Joy could not be here this evening, but I believe her daughter is here, right? Oh, here she comes, yes. Can we give a round of applause, please, in honor of Joy Richardson? Joy served for 51 years in Harford County Public Schools and attended college at Frostburg State University on scholarships. And as a freshman, Mrs. Richardson was a math major, thinking she would teach secondary mathematics. And halfway through her sophomore year, she switched to early childhood. What a shift. Known then as a kindergarten primary. Later, she attended Johns Hopkins University, taking evening and summer classes until she graduated with her master's in 1973. Ms. Richardson continued to study at Loyola College and her master's plus 30. In 1968 and 69, Joy began her career with Harford County Public Schools teaching kindergarten at Halls Crossroads Elementary School, and she later moved across the street to Hillsdale Elementary School, also in Aberdeen, where she taught kindergarten, get this, for 43 years. For the 2012-13 school year, after being there for that amount of time, she was asked to move to pre-kindergarten and taught that for 7 years. Mrs. Richardson enjoyed a total of 51 years as an early childhood educator, with 50 of those years at her beloved Hillsdale, now called George D. Lisby Elementary School at Hillsdale. Joy was a member of her school PTA, PTO each year. She joined the Harford Reading Council and every year, and was and still is a member of the Teachers as Readers book club. She worked with Dr. Ginger Eckroad to develop the KPA, and she created the kindergarten curriculum and assessments for a summer school program. She created the reading comprehension parts of the assessment used for early entrance to kindergarten and advanced placement into first grade. Joy was nominated for Teacher of the Year twice. She was here and was a top 10 contender twice. In 2015, she received the first place Golden Apple Educator Award from Freedom Federal Credit Union. And it's really an honor and a pleasure to have you here to honor your mom this evening. Could you please give us a round of applause?
So my mom is devastated she's not here for this. She's actually in Hawaii with my dad. And the reason they're in Hawaii now is because, and I don't know how these ladies didn't cry up here. Like, this is just, I'm gonna cry. But COVID, I had a kindergartner. You know, the COVID year, I had an entering kindergartner. And then I now have a first and second grader. And let me tell you, she helped me get through having to do virtual school with a kindergartner, because how was I supposed to teach high school science on a computer? She saved my life, okay? And then she wanted to make sure that they were, integrated as a first and a kindergartner last year. So now she finally said, I think I can go on vacation. So if you know my mom, she has waited to get through this because she wanted her grandboys to be able to, be successful and with all this COVID stuff. So here we go. Tonight is indeed a very special night. I'm sorry I can't be here in person, but I am grateful that my daughter, Jen Walker, also a teacher in her 23rd year at Harford County, is able to stand in for me. It is an honor to have been selected for this award, and I am truly humbled to be inducted into the Harford County Public School Hall of Fame. If I were asked why I taught kindergarten and pre-K for 51 years, I would say it's because I truly love my job. My entire career was in Aberdeen, and I never ever considered asking for a transfer to another location. Teaching in a Title I school was hard work, but it was incredibly rewarding. I was able to develop lasting relationships with the families in my school by teaching 3 generations of children. While teaching pre-K, my assistant teacher, my favorite substitute, and I would tie-dye shirts so that they would all have matching outfits for field day. We would take a class photo because many of our families could not afford to purchase school pictures. And then I would go over to Walgreens and have a class photo printed for each child. It so happened that one of the little girls I taught one year took her class picture home and showed it to her granddad. Somehow he recognized me, and he asked his granddaughter if that was Mrs. Richardson in the picture. They both had a chuckle when Granddad said that same Mrs. Richardson was his kindergarten teacher at Lisby Hillsdale. He then sat down with pen and pencil and a piece of notebook paper, and he wrote me a lovely letter. He said he remembered that he must have been quite a handful back in the day, but he recalled that I never lost patience with him or the other neighborhood boys on Edmond Street. He ended his letter by saying, "Keep doing what you do best, and God bless you." You can't put a price on memories like that. More recently, while doing laps in the Harford Mall, a young man named Sincere, who worked in a shoe store, came running out to ask me, "Are you Mrs. Richardson?" I said, "Yes." And he said, "On behalf of all of the children who went through Hillsdale, I want to thank you because you taught us with love." I was touched because he didn't just say you were my kindergarten teacher that I often hear from adults who recognize me. He reminded me that the real reason I spent my entire adult life, 51 years teaching at Hillsdale, was because I love my kids, and I always tried to teach them with love. Every child was special, and though sometimes challenging, I tried to help each one to reach his or her full potential. Teaching the little ones was extra rewarding because I got to see the light come on as they achieved that aha moment of their learning. I taught from the standpoint of a growth mindset. My students learned to embrace challenges and keep trying because mistakes are a part of learning. I believe in the power of yet. Children who thought that they could not achieve something learned to not say, "I can't," but instead say, "I can't do it yet." In our classroom, you often hear students correcting peers who would say that they can't do something with a gentle reminder, "Remember, you just can't do it yet." She taught that to my boys as well. Saying it enough helped my students to internalize the importance of believing in themselves, and hopefully they'll carry that beyond with them through their school year and school career and beyond. For all teachers, it's important to know that before you can teach content, your students need to know that you care about them as individuals and that you believe in them. You can create the most amazing lessons, but unless and until you build and develop trust with your students, those lessons are just lessons. So my advice to anyone in our profession is to let your families and students know that you really care about them, be respectful of all of those differences out there, build the trust, and then enjoy the teaching. Thank you.
Can we please, one more time, thank Linda, Belinda, and Joy for their years of distinguished service. Did you know that these three fine ladies are joining over 200 other educators who have been officially inducted into the Educational Hall of Fame throughout the years? 200. That's a lot of excellence. And I was doing quite a bit of thinking about how we can really memorialize not just those three most recent nominees, but all of our Educator Hall of Famers. And so it's with great pleasure and pride that I share with everyone this. Yes. Please clap because it's heavy. This plaque holds every member's name of the Educator Hall of Fame since it began, and it will have a prominent place in the lobby of our central services as a reminder of the excellence of those who have gone before. And I hope that we can all exercise the level of excellence that these folks have modeled through us throughout the years. So on behalf of Harford County Public Schools, thank you.
Oh, I was just getting ready to get into it. As we said earlier, the HCPS toy program has been around for 29 years, just a little bit longer than I had. Don't laugh. During that time, the process has evolved to the point where this year, we're honoring 54 Teachers of the Year. Each community nominated a teacher to represent their school as their resident Teacher of the Year. Tonight, we'd like to honor those 54 teachers, and we'd like to do so right now. When we share your name, I'm going to ask that you please stand, and the audience, we're going to ask that you please hold your applause until the end. I know it's going to be hard. Michelle Berry, Aberdeen Middle School, my apologies. Please stand. Heather Runkle Smith, Aberdeen High School. Lauren Stern, Abingdon Elementary. Julia Eloff, Bakerfield Elementary. Please keep standing. Kelly Murray, Bel Air Elementary. Patrick Sears, Bel Air Middle. Joshua Weeks, Bel Air High School. Michael Brogley, C. Milton Wright High School. Danielle Taylor, Church Creek Elementary. Alyssa Schiller, Churchville Elementary. Catherine Blaney, Darlington. Leela Chanel Roper, Deerfield. Lisa Sherba, Dublin Elementary. Ashley Hagner, Edgewood Elementary. Amber Johnson, Edgewood Middle. Susan Hoy, Edgewood High. Marcia Sprouse, Emerton Elementary. Danielle Solomon, Boston Middle. Patrick Clark, Boston High. Amy Harbaugh, Forest Hill Elementary. Wendy Jett, Forest Lakes. Aaron Emmerich, Fountain Green. Sarah Pielli, George D. Lisby. Rebecca Haynes, Halls Crossroads. Bianca Grenice, Harford Academy. Deanna Kester, Harford Technical High. Lauren Burton, Havre de Grace Elementary. Caitlin Ruby Leftridge, Havre de Grace Middle. Karen Ganano Martin, Havre de Grace High. Emily Crocker, Hickory Elementary. Beth Moore, Homestead Wakefield Elementary. Tracy Fry, Jarrettsville Elementary. Jessica Cutchin, Joppatown Elementary. Sierra Christian Mitchell, Joppatown High. Jocelyn Steinbaugh, Magnolia Elementary. Florence Michael, Magnolia Middle. Candace Roden, Meadowvale Elementary. Sarah Cup, Norrisville Elementary. Dawn McKinney, North Bend Elementary. Emily Bridges, North Harford Elementary. Catherine Smith, North Harford Middle. Christine Gestel, North Harford High. Kelsey Clayton, Old Post Road Elementary. Jessica McAllister, Patterson Mill Middle. Heather Consla, Patterson Mill High. Carrie Heimerl, Prospect Mill Elementary. Kelly Hennick, Red Pump Elementary. Melissa Haberer, Ring Factory Elementary. Jolene Collins, Riverside Elementary. Olivia Kalmanovich, Roy Williams Elementary. Justine Teague, Southampton Middle. Bridget Wilson, Swan Creek. Nicolette Rice, William S. James Elementary. Catherine Brenner, Youth Benefit Elementary. Okay, you can clap. I hope you all felt all of that love. Each of our 54 nominees are walking away with a one-of-a-kind Excellence in Education polo shirt, courtesy of our generous sponsors. Enjoy letting the whole world know the pride we all feel that you are representing educators across Harford County this year. As I mentioned before, after their initial nomination, each nominee could elect to continue to compete for the top 5 Teacher of the Year. This year, 33 teachers elected to do so. From there, after a rigorous nomination and vetting process, we have narrowed that list of 33 to just 5. And let me say, these 5 are dynamite. Sit back, relax, and let's get to know each of the top 5 right now.
Hi, I'm Michelle Berry. I teach at Aberdeen Middle School. I teach life science here, 7th grade, and this is my 5th year here. Previously, I started my teaching career in Japan. I then went to Las Vegas, where I taught at 2 other schools, a behavioral school, a private school. Because my husband's military, we then went to Massachusetts, where I had the opportunity to teach high school biology. And finally, we've come down here to Harford County and grown roots, and this is where I'll be for long term, where I get to work with the youth of Harford County. When I think of being a Teacher of the Year finalist, there's really 2 words that have come to mind the past week and a half. That's humbleness and gratitude. When I think that I was picked as one of the top 5, I think, like the others, don't feel like we deserve it, knowing that there's so many other great teachers who are working just as hard. And just a feeling of gratitude that I was picked. It reminds me of my why. It reminds me about why I do what I do each day. When I think about my why, it really does come down to the students. The students are why I do what I do each day. Their faces, their happy days, their sad days, their excitement for learning, their excitement about the curriculum, and just their excitement for life. They really are the fuel to the fire in how I stay and why I work so hard each day.
I'm Mike Brody, Seamountain Wright High School, social sciences teacher. I've been here for 15 years. It's an incredible place, great students, amazing families, and just thrilled to get the opportunity to come to work every day somewhere that I love. It's very humbling. This is a great school system full of some amazing people who just do great work with kids and families every day. So to have an opportunity to sit beside 4 other incredible people, it's a great honor. Simply put, like, this is a human job. So what drives me is these people you see behind you. They're amazing human beings, and as much as I may or may not love history and social sciences, my love for these guys and being able to be an advocate for them and be there to kind of support them along the scary journey of high school sometimes is what drives me. So it's the human part, the student part. It's the best part of the job. I think a Teacher of the Year should be somebody who is very interested in getting invested in the day-to-day work of all of our schools and being a voice and an advocate for everybody that makes our schools run, from instructional staff to custodial staff to the food and nutrition workers and PPWs and counselors, administrators. A Teacher of the Year should be somebody who's invested in doing everything they can to bring all the shareholders together and work towards a progressive system that works better for everybody and promotes equity of opportunity for every student.
Hi, my name is Tracy Fry, and I'm a 5th grade teacher at Jarrettsville Elementary School. I've been teaching here at Jarrettsville for 29 years. I started back when I was a student teacher in 5th grade, and then luckily enough, I got hired, and here I am 29 years later. I serve as the Jarrettsville PTA liaison and the parent and community engagement liaison. I enjoy working here so much. To be a Teacher of the Year finalist is so rewarding. When I was just nominated, I felt like I won the lottery, but to be selected as one of the top 5 means so much to me. It shows that I'm recognized for my hard work and that I'm appreciated. And I'm really excited and congratulate all the finalists tonight. What drives me to be a great teacher is the opportunity to work with all of these children every single day. They bring such joy to my life, and I hope I do the same for them. My job is to make a difference in their lives and to help them become lifelong learners.
Hi, I'm Susan Hoy. I work at Edgewood High School. I've been here for 18 years. I teach IB biology, I teach IB sports, exercise, health science, and then general biology as well. To be one of the top 5 finalists is just this amazing opportunity to work with teachers around the county for the betterment of education and our common goals. A good Teacher of the Year candidate is someone who understands education, can teach to the student-specific learning styles, as well as communicate with other educators around the county and the state in order to work on educational issues. My main drive each day is my students and just being the best I can for them to help them gain the content, knowledge, and skills that they need to be successful.
So my name is Joshua Weeks, and this is my 13th year at Bel Air High School. I teach biology, and I teach AP Biology and Medical Interventions in the Biomedical Science program here at Bel Air High School. Previous to working here at Harford County Public Schools, I also worked at Dundalk High School for 3 years, and I'm also currently a teacher at Harvard Community College, where I teach biology and sometimes environmental science as well. It means a lot to be one of the top 5 finalists. I mean, I really consider myself, honored to be even in the company of the individuals who were picked to the top 54. So to make it to top 5 is absolutely crazy to me. It's mind-boggling. When you first get into teaching, you never really think about that type of stuff. You just think about getting better at what you do every single day. So the fact that it made it to top 5, it's pretty crazy. And it's, like I say, to know that there's so many other great educators here in Harford County Public Schools, to be part of that group, it's pretty much an honor that I've never thought I would actually get to in education. I think above all, you have to love your students, you have to love the content that you teach, you have to love all the different things that you do as a teacher, you have to love the whole experience. And I think that you have to be able to have that positive outlook and that hope that education is going to become better because of something you're doing in the classroom. And I think that's the big thing for me, is that hope, and is that belief that the future can be better because of something that I do in my own classroom that the students are going to take in their lives. That's really what drives me as an educator, is to be able to not only teach them the content, but also to show that care and that love and that respect that I have for them as I work with them each day.
That was my cue to come up to the podium, in case you didn't know. Actually, it is your turn. There's going to be one of those tonight, right?
It is. So I know you're getting tired of getting up and sitting down, but I'm going to ask you to stand one more time. So it is my pleasure to reintroduce our 5 Teacher of the Year finalists, who are stellar representatives of the teaching community, as well as their school communities. Top 5, please stand when I call your name in alphabetical order, of course. Michelle Berry, science teacher, Aberdeen Middle School. Michael Brogley, social sciences teacher at C. Milton Wright High School. Tracy Fry, 5th grade teacher at Jarrettsville Elementary. Susan Hoy, science teacher at Edgewood High School. And Joshua Weeks, teacher at science teacher at Bel Air High School.
Well, in just a few short minutes, we're going to find out who our Teacher of the Year is. So thank you very much. It's nice to see all of you again. I just have to say that it is so wonderful to be together here at Harford Technical High School this year, and we want to thank the staff here and all of the school system employees who have helped to make this night possible. Paula, I personally have never been a Teacher of the Year in the past, but I've known many, and it might be true that you're probably one of my favorites. But what was something that you loved about being Teacher of the Year?
One of the things I loved was talking to teachers, hearing their stories, and being able to tell their stories to other teachers in other districts. I have to admit, I also did love riding around in the car. I loved all the gifts from all of the sponsors. People would wave at me. They would roll down their windows or push the button and have their windows come down and say, "Hey, Teacher of the Year, congratulations." And that was really nice. There was also that time when I got pulled over because I didn't have my lights on. That was also still a good experience because the police officer actually helped me find the lights in the car. So those are just a few of the things that I loved.
I think that there's so much wisdom to learn from so many excellent educators from around the state, which is one benefit of being a Teacher of the Year, right? Yeah. And we are so fortunate to have had so many of our former Teachers of the Year who want to share their words of wisdom with our top 54 honorees this evening. Let's take a look.
Passion.
Memorable.
Brave.
Flexible.
Resourceful.
An advocate.
Relentless.
What makes a good Teacher of the Year candidate? Someone who is passionate about seeing children succeed to the best of their fullest potential.
A good Teacher of the Year candidate is passionate about this profession, loves kids, loves working with parents and teachers, is patient, loving, kind.
Congratulations to the top 5 finalists. I offer my embrace of support and celebration to each of you, and just rest peacefully and confidently in knowing that you made it exactly where you are just by being you.
Congratulations to this year's nominees, finalists, and of course to this year's Teacher of the Year.
I would like to say congratulations to all the top 5 finalists, and ultimately the winner. You're all winners, but I want to just tell you how much I appreciate all of the work that you do for Harford County Public Schools.
Congratulations to all the finalists for Teacher of the Year this year. What a wonderful, crazy year that's upon you.
I want to say congratulations to the Teacher of the Year finalists and the Teacher of the Year winner. You are all already winners.
My advice to the finalists would be to show up every day authentically you. Don't stop being you. What you bring to the table is your strength, and what you have to offer, we need.
The advice I would give the finalists for Teacher of the Year is to enjoy this opportunity. This opportunity comes once in a lifetime. So enjoy every day of being a finalist, taking the time to celebrate the efforts that you put forth each and every day to support the young children who are in your classrooms and throughout your school hallways. It is a time to celebrate our profession. It is a time for you to highlight the great things that you do each and every day to support children.
One piece of advice I would give to the finalists is to pause, to reflect, to take it all in. Spend some time thinking about how much you are respected and valued, talk to other teachers, but really just take everything in. It's going to be a great year.
My biggest piece of advice for the finalists is to take every opportunity that is presented to you. Get out to all the schools that you can, see all the teachers that you can, the wonderful things that they are doing in their classrooms, and make sure that you take the responsibility of being those teachers' advocates and celebrating all the wonderful things that you're seeing in their classroom very seriously.
I think my best advice is just to enjoy every moment. You are going to meet some incredible educators from Harford County and throughout the state of Maryland, and there's so much to be learned. And so I would just encourage you to listen, build relationships, and form connections. I hope they will last forever.
The advice I have for the finalists is to enjoy every moment. This is an opportunity not only to show your passion for your field of education, but also to be an advocate for what you do every day. You can show in this position, you can show the challenges, you can show the rewards, and overall what the field of teaching looks like, and experiencing life through the eyes of your students.
Being selected Teacher of the Year was probably the most overwhelming experience I've ever had. It was also one of the most gratifying. The chance to network with so many outstanding educators from across our state was life-changing and inspirational. I loved sharing ideas with different people and all of the experiences that we got to share together as Teachers of the Year. Enjoy it. It'll go quick.
Being selected Teacher of the Year meant that I could represent all of the fantastic work that teachers do all over the county. It wasn't all for me, it was for everyone, because we work really hard to be good teachers for our students. And it just meant that I could spread the good news about our county, but I could also learn about the different parts of Maryland and talk to other Teachers of the Year across the state. It was a wonderful experience for me.
Being selected as Teacher of the Year is still unreal to me. It was one of the biggest professional honors I've ever had. I had no idea what kind of a year I was going to have that year, and I just learned so much and realized something I thought I knew my entire career was that how powerful teaching was, but it really wasn't until that year that I truly understood just how wonderful teachers are.
What did Teacher of the Year mean for me? Being Teacher of the Year had nothing to do with me. Being Teacher of the Year had everything to do with our students, advocating for our most exceptional students. My heart is in special education, and every day showing up as the Teacher of the Year, you showed up every day for them.
Harford County Public Schools teachers are credited with preparing and inspiring our students to succeed by setting high expectations and actively engaging every single student. The teachers we are honoring today and those who came before them are truly the stars of this profession. We thank this year's finalists for their tireless efforts and their passion to enrich the lives of students around the county. By being named one of the 5 finalists, their outstanding leadership and superior achievements in the field of education are recognized and honored. There is no doubt that their creativity and expertise is truly transforming the future of our children.
One of the benefits of getting to be one of the top 5 finalists are the things that are to my right here. I'm not talking about Paula. I'm talking about the things on the table here that are here because of the expertise or of the generosity of many of our sponsors. And let's hear about what they're going to receive as part of the recognition, courtesy of our generous business sponsors. You want to Vanna them? So the 3 ladies will be receiving the 3 blue baskets on the top here, full of lots of really great things that our team has expertly and beautifully packed. I know, you could have been on The Price is Right. Like, maybe Vanna, that kind of thing. And our 2 gentlemen will receive the 2 Cobalt tool boxes here filled with more fabulous things for you this evening, and we hope that you will be able to use them well. You've seen the names of all of our business partnerships at the beginning of the presentation this evening, and they are also highlighted on our social media pages. But I want to bring special recognition to them at this time. Let's take a look at our fabulous sponsors right now. For diamond sponsors, we have Harco Federal Credit Union, Jones Junction. Someone will be getting not just this key, but the real ones for a year. APG FCU comes in as one of our platinum sponsors, as well as Duncan, who doesn't like a good coffee on the way to work in the morning. Some of our gold sponsors include Courtyard by Marriott, the Aberdeen Ripken Stadium, Dell Technologies. The winner tonight will be taking home a brand new Dell laptop computer. Enotria, who sponsored our top 5 reception after the top 5 were named. We're really grateful for our partners at Enotria who put that on for us. We ate pretty well that night, didn't we? Freedom Federal Credit Union, thank you so much for being a gold sponsor this year. Harford County Public Library, we appreciate your partnership in many things, but this year coming on as a gold sponsor as well. Harvard TV, who is live streaming and recording this evening's performance, we really appreciate that as well. Harford TV. ShopRite, Klein's ShopRite is also coming in this year as a gold sponsor, as well as Richardson's Florists, and you can see the beautiful flowers and bouquets, boutonnieres that have come from Richardson's this year. Thank you so much for being a gold sponsor. Patient First is also one of our gold sponsors this year, as well as our silver sponsors, who you can see on the screen: the Aberdeen Ironbirds, AMC Classic Churchville Theater, Arena Club Bertucci's Churchville Golf, Costello's Ace Hardware, Delta Family Restaurant, Flavor Cupcaker, get the peanut butter one, it's the best. Forest Hill Lanes, Geneva Farm Golf Course, Harford Bank, Harford Community College, Havre de Grace Maritime Museum, and Jarrettsville Creamery come in as silver sponsors, as well as Lavish Salon and Spa. Go get your nails done. Liberatories, McGurk's, The Nest on Main, Newberry Cafe, NVS Salon and Spa, Plaza Ford, as well as Saxons, who will be presenting the winner this evening with a watch. Seasons Pizza, Tamburino's Pizza, 31, Visage Salon and Spa, Wayback Burgers, and Wegmans. And so we are really, really grateful for our sponsors and that they generously provide these treats and rewards for our folks. Can we please give them one round of applause? Can we also recognize this evening the band from Havre de Grace High School under the direction of Mr. Richard Howe? There's just something about music that just makes things move or makes you feel something, and you guys have done a crackerjack job today. Thank you so much. We really appreciate it. You can also find the names of our fabulous sponsors in the program you received this evening, and if you get a chance, please enjoy their services. And when you do go into one of those establishments, please go up to them and thank them for being a partner with us in Harford County Public Schools. Again, gratitude, butterfly effect. Let's spread it around. This year's winner will move on to the State Teacher of the Year competition, where they will once again receive gifts and prizes from the state. All right, I think we've waited long enough, don't you?
What do you all think? You ready to find out? It's time. At this time, I'm going to invite Superintendent Bolson and our Board of Education President to the stage to name our 2023 HCPS Teacher of the Year. Please welcome Dr. Bolson and Dr. Mueller.
Once the Teacher of the Year is named, we're going to ask you to come this way, around, and up on the stage. They just modeled it.
Good job.
All right. I'm told there's an envelope here somewhere, right? Is this it?
That is the envelope.
All right. Well, they gave me some prepared remarks, but before I start on those, I want to congratulate our Hall of Fame inductees one more time. I, of course, had to do the math, and so we inducted just 3 people, yet they added up to 130.5 years of collective wisdom, right? And we have so much tremendous knowledge and wisdom that rolls through our schools every single day, so the fact that we can memorialize this by recognizing. And we had another dose of it this evening, so thank you so much. It was really fabulous to have you here. So I'd like to once again thank all of our generous sponsors for their donations, and we hope you will continue to support this very important program that pays tribute to our master educators. The Teacher of the Year program is supported by the community each year, and their support is a true testament to the importance of the work accomplished by all our dedicated teachers in Harford County. Now, I'm going to editorialize one more time. I'm going to speak directly to the finalists. This is the time I was supposed to open the envelope, but you can hang on for another second. Over the last few years, we've had a new tradition, and that the 5 finalists have become sort of an active work team throughout the county. You've seen the evidence of their work coming out through our 401 and so on. And I think in order over the last 4 years, if I get the order wrong, I apologize, but we had the Fab 5. The next group of finalists named themselves 5 Times Stronger. And then we'll all remember the famous Quarantine 5. And of course, this year,
we're seeing the great work of our community. So we look forward to you coming back and helping do that work. So, now, for the moment we've all been waiting for, the 2023 Harford County Teacher of the Year is... Michael Brogley. Congratulations on having earned the title of Harford County Teacher of the Year. What an honor to be named by your peers and supervisors as top educator. I commend you for your hard work and dedication, but of course your job's not over just yet. Now, sir, you have the final words before we bring this exciting event to a close. I'm going to give you this. I think it's a good souvenir. Again, congratulations.
Wow. It's good to know that the hairstyle part of the competition didn't count for a lot. Apparently that wasn't a product grade, so that's good. This is phenomenal. I have so many people to thank, and I will promise to keep it as concise as I can. Unless we want to maybe buy some time tomorrow, give all these people the day off. We haven't used the inclement weather button. We haven't used it yet. Back me up, guys. Huh? Where's Jillian later? Come on, let's get the call out. For my first order, no. These people deserve some time off. Yeah. I want to start by really thanking Peter Carpenter, Paula Stanton, everybody involved in kind of rebranding this program. This is a tremendous chance to recognize all of the amazing people that we have that work in our school system. So a round of applause for them and for everyone at HCPS who put this together. It's wonderful. Really is a celebration of what we all consider to be the greatest job in the world, and probably second to being a parent, probably the most important job anyone will ever have, because as teachers, we help lead the path for everybody else. So definitely want to recognize these 4 incredible educators right here again. Give it up for them again. It is an honor to be mentioned with them, to know that we're going to work together for the next couple years. I know we're going to do some incredible work together and kind of combine our talents, combine our brains, and bring the best of the situation. So that's my group there. That's our Summit Squad, trademarked. Can't take that. Summit Squad. That's our name. To the 4 of you, I know this from experience. I hope that tomorrow you guys go into work and it's going to be one of the best days of your career. It really is. And why I say that is you're going to go into work tomorrow, and not only are your colleagues and your administrators going to shower you with love, but the best part is you're going to go in tomorrow, you're going to get in front of those young faces, and they're going to be looking back at you convinced that the wrong decision was made. And they are going to tell you how you were robbed. And you know what? That you are their Teacher of the Year, and they're not wrong. You're all Teachers of the Year. And in the hearts and minds of those kids, you're their heroes. So tomorrow, please take that in, enjoy that, look at the way they're going to be looking back up at you, and take all that praise and compliment in because you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. I have this incredible group of people that, we've all had a chance to bring some folks that meant a lot to us tonight, and obviously nobody gets to this point without a lot of people being responsible for getting here. You don't get here by yourself. So I just have to take a quick second and recognize the people the most important people that have helped get me here. A father who's hopefully looking down today. Dad, I hope I made you proud. So, my mother, who desperately wanted to be here, and she's been going through some health complications, and we were happy to get her out of the hospital. She's getting a little bit stronger, but just wasn't quite ready to make it tonight. But if you can't have your mom here, it's great to have your second mom here. My Aunt Linda's here, so I'm very happy to have her here. Every single one of us in this room that became an educator, we became an educator because there was somebody along our path that inspired us, motivated us, showed us the way. We're blessed to be led by those people, and for me, as a 5-year-old, freckle-faced, pale kid with a lot of hair, mine was Louise Wiley, my kindergarten teacher, who was the first to kind of put her arm around me and say, you know what, you got real potential, kid, you got real ability, and I believe in you. And she showed me that teachers really do change the trajectory of lives. And my kindergarten teacher, Mrs. Wiley, is sitting right there, so here's your hand. To everyone in the room, the work you do does matter. I mean, I can promise you there would not be a Mike Brogley standing here talking to you tonight if there wasn't a Louise Wiley in front of him 30 years ago. So thank you for the work you do, because it does matter, and it matters years and years later. I've got an incredible group of people there. Mr. Peter Griffiths, Andrea Wolf, two phenomenal educators in their own right. If you know anything about C. Milton Wright, those two are hallmarks. They are institutions in that building. As teachers, as coaches, as mentors, and I've been so glad to have their friendship and their guidance along the way. Rachel Selman, our guidance secretary, our counseling secretary, rather. The warm face that greets you when you come in, who's doing a lot of that work behind the scenes to make life better for our teachers. Mitch, I'm in. Mitch is the blueprint for what a school resource officer should be. He is the guy that yes, give it up for him. Yep. We had a chance to work together for about a decade at C. Milton. We co-taught a lot of classes together in government, and he taught me a lot about what it means not just to be a good teacher, but to be a good leader, especially to be a good leader for young men, many of whom who in their home lives may not have that male in their life to kind of help them problem solve and critically think. And Mitch did that and took those talents and went on to Joppatown High School and Patterson Mill and has really changed a lot of lives. So blessed to have Mitch here with me tonight. Thank you. My principal, Erica Harris, one of the absolute sharpest, smartest people I've ever met in my life, who has every step along the way empowered me, challenged me to be a better teacher, but also empowered me into leadership positions outside of the classroom. And I'm so grateful for the faith that you've put in me every day to do what I do. So thank you very much. I've worked for 3 principals. They all had very different management styles, very different communication styles, but the one thing that they always did was put the confidence in me that I could be that kind of leader, and they always allowed me to take the chances necessary in and outside of the classroom. So I appreciate all of them. And then, of course, I cannot go without the fact that I got 4 young people sitting in that row, 2 college graduates, a soon-to-be high school graduate, and a current 9th grade student. You guys are my heart. You guys are why I do what I do. There's no greater legacy than knowing that you built lifelong relationships with those kids that come into your classroom. And I know everybody in this room knows what I'm talking about. You guys, not just the 4, you symbolize the thousands of kids who've come through my classrooms who can't wait to message me at Christmas time to let me know what's going on and ask how I'm doing. And to a teacher, there's nothing better, man. That's your legacy, to know that they still think about you all that time later. So God bless you. I'm so happy to share this with you. Thank you very much. Just rounding it out, if you listen to those folks that I was talking about that I brought tonight, they kind of, as I went over and looked at my list, and it was a no-brainer, though I wanted to bring so many more. If you listen to the folks that I recognize, they're kind of a microcosm for what my principal value is in education, which is, and I hope to bring it with our Summit Squad the next year, I know we've talked about it, is really that aspect of team empowerment. That we're all there for each other. And we picked the name Summit Squad because we believe that each of the 5 of us can bring skills to the table that can help be that support system for all of our other teachers, for all the folks who work in our school system, to help them reach their level of high achievement. And so as you heard me recognize these people, in my row, you've got family members, current teachers, former teachers, school counselors, school secretaries, an SRO, an administrator, former HCPS students, current HCPS, trying to instill that it takes every single one of us to keep each other empowered, to give each other that little positive tidbit, because the work that everyone in our schools do makes us better. When they feel empowered, when they feel like somebody's got their back and appreciates the job they're doing, we're all gonna win. And most importantly, the kids in our classroom are gonna win. So I kind of want to end with this with just challenging everybody in this room to do something. And it's a simple task, but I think you'll find that it makes a big difference. If you take time out of your day at least once a week to reach out to somebody in your building who you know could just as easily be sitting in this room or standing up here as you are, take a moment to thank them. Thank them for what they do for kids. Thank them for what they do for their colleagues. A small thank you can go a whole long way and create a chain of effect that really benefits every single kid in our school system. And I'm talking everybody, classroom teachers, custodians, food and nutrition workers. It really does take a team to create the kind of school environment that we want. Thank you for this great opportunity. I hope to represent you with the greatest level of integrity, and drive safe. God bless. Good night. Thank you.
So we just have a couple of other quick things to do to honor Mike, and then we will wrap things up this evening. First, I'd like to ask our friends from Jones Junction to please approach the stage, as well as Cindy Mumby from the Harford County government to please approach the stage to share a few things with Mr. Brokley. Can we give our friends a round of applause? One more.
Hi, everyone. On behalf of County Executive Bob Castley, it's my honor to be here and to celebrate with you. I was really struck by the fact that in one way or another, each of the top 5 talked about teaching with love. So I'm so pleased to be able to help celebrate with you tonight and say, when it comes to love, right back at you. Thanks for all you do. And Michael, there you go. It's my pleasure to present this certificate on behalf of the County Executive.
So we are honored to be here from Jones Junction to say thank you. Thank you to the teachers of this county, whether they're sitting here tonight or they're at home, but thank you so much for everything you do to guide our children. But this is our way of saying thank you to you. Enjoy this car for the year you're ahead. And I love driving around and seeing the car flash around neighborhoods or at where? Target? Where else, right? Chick-fil-A. So now Christine, also from Jones, has the real keys. So you should be good friends.
And then, of course, Mike, we have your official plaque that says you are indeed the 2023 Teacher of the Year. So congratulations. Well, I think we're at the end.
We are, and thank you, Mr. Brogley. We look forward to hearing so much more from you as the 2023 Teacher of the Year throughout this year. What an amazing night of celebrating excellence in education, right, Peter?
Absolutely. And once again, we want to thank each of you for joining us in this very unique celebration. We want to extend our congratulations to each of the 3 Educator Hall of Fame inductees and these 5 amazing top 5 teachers of the year.
And to our 4 finalists and the newly crowned Teacher of the Year, you've shared with us this incredible passion that you all have for motivating and preparing your students for life.
Well, Paula, I had a good time. Did you?
Had a blast.
Oh, good.
Anytime we can celebrate the good we're doing in our public schools, I'm getting tired, and so are these shoes, by the way.
She said they had a shelf life, so.
They have a limit, and it's getting there. All right, so anytime we can celebrate the good that's happening in our schools is a great night.
I know, and but there are a few others to give a standing ovation to. It's so rare in life that we get a standing ovation to. So can we please stand up? Everybody. That's everybody in the room. Yes, stretch the legs, get the blood going. So, you're going to start us off.
I want to start with our toy team who planned this entire event. I'm going to give them a resounding standing ovation. Joining me and Peter, please recognize Joyce Jablecki, Kim Sullivan, Kim DeBelius, Mary Beth Stapleton, Stephanie Wall, Jillian Lader, and Lindsay Billadou. They are the brains behind this program.
And for those who helped make this night go smoothly, Jeffrey Winfield and Rick Huff and the students from Havre Grace High School for providing toe-tapping, soul-moving music. Mr. Jay Behrens for his video and technical wizardry, as well as Josh Oltarzewski, who's up there making us look good from the booth. Give him a round of applause, please. And a couple of extras are Voices of Equity and Superintendent Student Advisory Council students who helped greet you this evening as you walked in through the doors and handed you programs, and Leah Wynn, who kicked off this evening's festivities. Can we please give our most prized possession, our students, a round of applause?
Just a little more. And what about our hosts with the most? The staff and administration of Harford Technical High School, Mr. Jim Reynolds, Principal, Mr. Al Johnson, and Ms. Terry Cohey, Assistant Principals. They set up this entire evening for each of you. Can we give them a round of applause?
And last but not least, all of you. We want to thank you all for all that you do for our kids in our system. We look forward to seeing you all next year. Who will be crowned then? Who knows? But until then, please follow our Teacher of the Year as he experiences this year-long journey through his blog, which will be found on the school system website at www.hcps.org. Thank you and good night.
We had snow.